Okay, so cool. So you are saying my text editor, right? So so I was talking about statement. All right, so I already talked about this and all those kind of things. So what I would want to talk about right now is I already talked about, and I've already given an idea of the syntax and single line comments. I don't want to see your face, Mr. Daniel. Why you? I know you are a very, very handsome person, so don't try to torment me. So I already talked about. So where we start now is variables, and then if I have some other things to say. All right. So I think we basically did fundamental math. All right. So when we're doing mathematics, they will say that all this thing x equals to they will say x plus x squared. This is how you do x raised to power 2, plus 4x plus they will try to write all those jargons for us, and they will say find x. All right. So x is what we call a variable. So is English variable. Variable means something that the value can change. All right. So we have a variable. So a value can change. All right. So in JavaScript, we have variables. In programming language, variables. So I'm not really gonna, I hope, but I'm gonna actually teach some things. It applies to all programming languages. All right. So variable, it's like a variable. So if you want to set something that the value can change, right? I can change the value. You set a variable. So and how do we do it inside JavaScript? We use a keyword var, var, variable. All right. So we use a keyword called, right? All right. So we use a keyword called var. All right. So that's variable. So that's var. All right. So and then we put the variable. I said x. All right. So we put the variable name, and then we have declared the variable. All right. But inside mathematics, you can assign a variable. All right. So you can say x equals to 67 and all those kind of things. All right. So inside of this same thing, we have declared a variable. All right. So we are telling JavaScript, oh, this is a variable. All right. And then we can say x equals to 7. Right. So we are assigning it to a value. Okay. So and then we can do another variable y. All right. And then we can say y equals to 20. All right. And then we can say console.log. All right. X plus y. All right. And when we save it, let's check. And then we have 27. All right. So somebody's saying something. Okay, cool. So we have that. All right. So that is a variable. All right. So we have a variable, but I just want to know that there's another way of declaring a variable. Now, you see that I did this on 2 separate lines. All right. So you can do it on a single line and say variable z equals to 20. All right. So you can do it on a single line. All right. It is still valid. Okay. Now you see that I have set x to 7. Now it's a variable, meaning that meaning that you can change the value later. All right. So you can come here again and change. You can say z is now equals to 24. All right. So when you check what z is now, you see that z is now equals to 24. All right. So that's a variable. All right. So the value can change variable. All right. There's another keyword that you can use for a variable, and it's called let. So you say let z equals to, like, this is like this, let z equals to 67. All right. And then you have a variable. Since so we have this now, you will notice something that it's putting a red line underneath here. So it's saying that we are commanding, like we are calling this before we declared it. All right. So now I also want to show you something that you can't declare if so this is called declaration, all right, variable declaration, all right, and this is called variable assignment, all right. So this is for assignment. This single equal to is for assignment. Take note of that. Oh, something is recording my video and my video is off. That's pretty wicked. Aha, I caught them. Somebody just tried to get access to my video. Hey, they have been nabbed. Who are these? I'm sorry, I have to deal with this. My video is not supposed to be on, and it is on. That's not cool. Why is my video on? Haha, this is not good. No. I'm sorry, I really have to. I can't continue with my video still on when it's not supposed to be on. What exactly is this? Is not cool. I'm very sorry about that. Let me just pause the recording. We'll just continue like that. So I've started recording again. So basically, I'm not sure if you can see my browser. All right, but let's go back to this place. Okay. So now I already talked about variable assignment. So this is how to assign a variable. All right. So this is declaration. So I want to say that you can't declare a variable twice. All right. Like with the same name, you can't declare a variable with the same name twice. All right. So now you see that it's saying duplicate identifier, meaning that we have declared it twice. All right. And then when you save this, and then you come to your, so there's something called console error. All right. So you can have an idea of the error that you are going to. So it's saying that identifier has already been declared. So that means that you already use Z. All right. So this is syntax error. All right. So it means that it's not correct. Like it's like you are already shooting gun. Okay. So that's that. So I've resolved my camera issue. I think I found out what was causing it. All right. So you declare it once. All right. Cool. So this is a variable. So this is now, there's another thing. So we are, if I said a variable can change, then we have another thing called constant. Right. So use the const keyword. All right. So constant. So constant means that you can't immediately you declare it, you can't change the value. Right. So you say, so variable name can be anything. All right. So it has a syntax actually, but it can be a valid string. All right. So then you can set it to 78. All right. So if I come here again, so I've already declared it here and assigned it to 78. Okay. So if I come here again and I say that Daniel equals to 7, you see that it's even already giving me. So it's saying cannot assign because this is a constant. All right. And then when you check your this, you see that it's saying that assignment to a constant variable, meaning that you cannot change the value of a constant. Merely you declare it, you can't change the value. All right. So that's a variable and a constant. All right. So that's how to assign a variable and a constant. Okay. So it's more like algebra. All right. So you can put names and all those kind of things. All right. So I think I will just share a link, and because I can't touch deep, I can't begin to explain it. So I'll just share a link that you guys should have to check up. All right. So uh, I I think since we still have time, I want to talk about the operators. All right. So I want to talk about operators. I'll just talk briefly about some of them. All right. So we already have this equal to. This equal to is assignment. All right. So let me just comment all these out. Don't do this. What? Can you hear me? Unmute your mic and tell me if you can hear me.
I can hear you.
All right.
Can hear you.
My system just froze. I don't know why. But I think since you can hear me, I'll just continue. So that means that it will unfreeze when it has break. All right. So you can just unmute your mic and
Okay.
all right. So we have what we call, that single equal to is for assignment, meaning that you want to use the value of something and you want to make, like, you want to say what's on the left side, like you want to make what's on the right side the value of what's on the left side. I don't really want to go deep into the computer science version of it, right? So there are operators. So operators are some things that you use on variables, all right? So we have addition, all right? So addition is plus, the normal plus that you have, all right? Then you have subtraction. Subtraction is a single dash, okay? You have division. Division is forward slash, all right? Variable name, like to do a comment, you do like a single line comment, you use one slash. If you want to divide, use one slash, all right? And then we have multiplication. Multiplication is star, all right? Star, all right? There are other variable names, there are other operators, okay? But I think you should just know those ones for now, all right? So you use those ones basically for whatever you want. So if you want to add, if you want to subtract, if you want to do all those kind of things, you might be wondering that how does this apply to the web? Like, why are we even doing this? How does this apply to the web? So you will still get, but it's good that you understand these basics, all right? So I've talked about operators, all right? I've talked about variable names, all right? Now, in naming a variable, okay, so I showed you can use a single character, you can use a letter, all right? So I think, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I think my system is getting back to, my cursor is moving now, so the head is getting back to wherever it's getting back to. All right, so basically, for variable names, there's a way of declaring a variable name. All right, it should only contain letters and numbers. All right, it cannot start with, it contains letters and number with some special characters. Like, it does not use special character except underscore and hyphen, and I'm not sure, but I know of underscore and a dash, right? But it can only start with an underscore and or a dash, all right, or a letter, all right, and then any combination, you can name it however you want to, however you like. But a variable name should be what another person will understand. So, for example, now you want to declare a variable that is taking maybe the price of this thing that you are selling on your website. You should not set the variable name to be maybe probably X, right? Because anybody that comes there does not understand what X means, right? You should set it to something like prices, okay? So those are variable names, all right? So I think I want to stop here tonight. This night, all right. So I think I want to stop here this night. I will upload the recording now, and then tomorrow we'll continue. I I might skip something, so I'll just send link to a website, W3 Schools. You should already, that website should be your friend. Okay, so because I want us to get to the web part, all right. So you should read up on some of these things, all right. So any question for this night? I can't see if you type anything, so you have to unmute your mic. So any question? Any question?
No question, sir.
All right. So since we still have time, others are probably going to watch this record. I want to say that you need to go the extra mile.
Is it Zoom?
You need to go the extra mile. All right. You need to like check other resources. I already shared a YouTube channel. I was telling Ezekiel before you joined Daniel that you should check those things. There are some things that you will have to learn by doing. All right. So you have to go to websites, see how they did it, and then you try to reproduce it. That's how you learn. All right. You don't learn by just watching and then reproducing exactly what I'm doing. You have to. You should already know some other things: animation, CSS animation, CSS transition, and there are video tutorials that are meant for all those kind of this thing like grid flexibles. You should already be good. All those weeks that we didn't teach anything, you should already know all those things. All right, so go check all those things. Like, I don't know, it's like you should go the extra mile. All right, go the extra mile. Like, that's really the best way to be like on top, right? You have to go the extra mile. These things are moving like very, very fast. They're adding new things to all these technologies. And then some of us are already there. We already know some of these things. So if you want to catch up, you have to catch up. Like, you have to read up. All right. You have to go the extra mile. So it's not by just watching a single tutorial. You have to read blog posts, right? You have to read how did they do this thing. All right. So I did, if you check my website, all right, there's a typing effect. You have to know that, oh, how is typing effect working? All right. How do they do this thing? So you have to read, you have to check resources. All right. And I think I've shared some of those resources with you, but I don't know if you are checking. Some of them are not video tutorials, like they're not videos. Like the ones I will share now, they are not videos. So I expect that you should read them and then you should check them and then you should do well. All right. So that's
Alright, sir.
so please, I'm begging you. All right. So thank you very much for those that came to this class. For those that did not come, whatever you dear most is watching you, whether it's your girlfriend. All right. So do have a wonderful night. All right. So, and then see you tomorrow. All right. So bye bye. Good night. So I'll upload the recording now. See ya.
Yes, sir.
All right. Take care. And I said you guys
Okay,
should
sir.
join me building my website. You didn't join me. I built it by myself. It's good. It was an opportunity to learn, and
Are
then
you done?
I'm sort of I just have only one section. Like, I'm almost done. So, but you can still just check. I'll send a link to the code, so you can just check the code, check some things, and then
Okay.
if you check the CSS and you see something that you don't understand, you'll be like, you can browse it. What does this thing?
Yeah.
All right. So, and then like
Okay.
that, you learn. All right. So, and then I expect that you should already know how to work with it and